Am I messing anything up right now?
Yes. The
What's
mic is
happening?
pointed
The whole
at your chest.
show.
There we go.
Is that better?
That's so
wow.
good. Isn't it weird how when you put the microphone up to your mouth, the sounds coming from your mouth sound better?
Does this sound better? Oh. That's the gun. That's the go gun.
The fire it off.
Go gadget gun.
Now we're off to the races, boys.
He nailed it. That's his new catchphrase.
You're welcome.
Dun, dun, dun.
Hey, everybody. I'm Dane Holland, and that was really loud, actually. I need to turn that down a little bit.
You got to put it down more towards your chest.
I'm going to start that again.
Gotta find the sweet spot.
Yeah, no.
Like
or
it's a
just
guitar.
don't yell into it. But I'm really excited. Hey, everybody. I am Dane Holland, and I burnt the beans real bad.
I am Austin Shazam Pfeiffer, and I smelled them beans.
I am Richard the Rooster Laws, and I built where I live in a barn.
I'm Marcus Whitaker, and I've seen maybe 3% of the movies that we will talk about on this podcast because I'm not like everybody else.
But he's watched every
I am
trailer.
Electric Man.
When he sent in his application, okay, to be on the show, all it listed was movie titles. It was
Yes.
basically an IMDb link.
It's copied and pasted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, and now
then
you're part of the whole thing.
Joke's on us. He read those books.
Yeah, every book.
Like,
Austin's never read a book in his life,
Not
except
a
for the
book.
last chapter of Harry Potter to an entire camp of children.
yeah, because
he
I
did.
got frustrated. I worked at a youth camp during the summer, volunteer basis, and a lot of the workers ended up just like skipping out on all their duties, and I got fed up with it because I was having to pick up their slack. And let me tell you something, I'm lazy. So that made me so mad to have to pick up their slack. So that means, I mean, I'm reliable, but honestly, I'm lazy. So I'm picking up their slack, and I know what's caused it. So I found somebody's copy that was laying down, and I picked it up, and I went to the announcer kind of, I can't really think of it. It's just like what we're talking into now.
Oh, they're
What are these?
microphones. It's
that
a
thing.
microphone.
A mic stand.
I went to the mic stand that was the PA system for the camp, and I actually read the beginning sentences of the last chapter, like the first paragraph out loud over the speaker system.
Because all the kids in the camp were just reading that book instead of doing what they were supposed to be doing. So.
Yeah. Like, we couldn't get any work done, and I was fed up, and yeah, revenge was mine.
Spoilers.
You could hear the simultaneous shutting of books just throughout the entire camp. Just everybody was done.
They were very mad at me, and it was great. It was
Rightfully so.
It was a flood of people.
Did it
just
work?
Yes. Yes, it did, because then everybody was focused on hating me and couldn't even think about the book.
It's probably the most heinous act he's ever done in his entire life.
Heinous.
It's very villainous, for sure.
That's
Yeah.
mean.
We thought you were the hero of this story.
Yeah.
I've always wondered what would it be like if I used this brain of mine for evil deeds instead of good deeds.
And the best you got was to read.
No, he did
The
that. And before
the
we get to our
last chapter.
topics, he has to do the most
no.
recent evil deed with
Oh.
the suit.
Oh my gosh. I'm getting married here in a short little while.
the first time I'm hearing of
it's in like less than a month. So
First time.
But what goes on is I'm trying to get a measurement for my body to fit into a tuxedo or a suit or whatever I choose to use my measurements for. So I can't find any place that's going to be doing that because COVID, middle of the pandemic, who's going to be wanting to touch you, like do a tailoring and suiting and stuff like that. But Merle Norman
Wants to touch you.
in
They don't care
Cookville.
what's going on.
They didn't even let me say a word when I walked through those doors because I was just going to check and see if they did measurements. And I just walk in the door, and this girl from behind the desk said, "Hi, you have measurements?" And I said, "Yeah, that's me." And so they just took me to this back room and they measured me. And it's not as bad as it sounds now that I've heard what happened. But
Sounds like
It
high
turns
school
out
right
it
now.
wasn't a Merle Norman at all. It was a Wendy's.
It was not even the restaurant.
it was just
It was just Wendy's
it's just
house.
it was just a building that belonged to a girl named Wendy. Oh God, I'm turning into a tea kettle over here. Okay,
I'm going to
anyway.
tip you over and pour this story out.
But so, okay, so they take me back there to get my suit measurements. How about that?
That's better.
So they take me back there to get my suit measurements, and every time they would do a measurement, they would write it down in this little notepad and then slide the notepad under a book because they didn't want me to see the numbers.
They're secrets.
They were going to keep the paper, so I've already talked to them about what style of suit I'm going to be getting. I talked to them about what color and all this stuff, and it was a debacle. But they were going to keep that information, so I would have to be forced to rent a suit from them for $240 for one day. And think about that.
Name one more thing you can rent for one day for $240, Richard.
Pass.
A pass from
Dollywood. One Dollywood
So-
pass.
including parking.
So I get through with all the measurements and stuff like that, and then she gives me the sample suit. And the whole time this thing is like slid underneath, hidden and everything. And I go to the changing room with my cell phone, and I call the store. And I hear her walk up there to go answer the store phone in the front of the building. And I run out, take a picture of the measurements on the sheet with my cell phone, run back in. And that's the end of the story. Because I left
That was good.
with
Yeah.
the picture of my measurements
I wouldn't have thought of that.
that have...
Me either.
And
It's
now I've got
genius.
my suit purchased based off of my pirated measurements.
Real life piracy. When you said sample suit, I like to imagine that thing. Like it's like
Prototype.
it looks like a quilt just made of every single scrap piece of suit they had in the building, and the pants are like 7 inches too long. Am I close?
Not far off from it.
Oh, okay.
Each patch had a number, and you'd say, I like 17 down the arm.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you one of them? Are you one of?
Oh, I've
are you
been one
Mormon?
of they for a long time.
I'm going to beat you to the punch.
Are you one of the members of
Bless
Wendy's?
you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you Wendy?
I said I measured you. You don't remember? Could have saved you $240, and I could have told you.
Well, I didn't spend $240. I spent $160, and I bought the suit.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's a good deal.
Who wants
Alright.
to talk about something specific? This is Nerd It Through the Grapevine. It's a podcast where four best friends gather weekly to talk about our favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. Story time is past. Marcus doesn't want to talk at all. Like
Let's
he's
just keep
shaking
trucking.
his head.
Let's just
keep-
roll with the inertia.
He wants the punch.
All right,
I've seen it.
give me the punch,
I've got a pack of cards I want to open.
please.
I've been waiting probably about 5 hours now to open this.
Please talk about why you're doing this on the podcast,
Well,
because I would love to know, as both an editor, a member, and a listener.
I always knew
this
you were
is
a member.
this is why people buy cards. It's not to actually get the cards. Because I mean, watch what I do. Ready?
I
Just
want
watch
to watch
this.
him.
You get it.
Listening.
You're not even looking at what's in it.
He's pulling on the small tab on the back side of it that folds outward from the standard sleeve
Not
shape
even
of the
looking
pack
at
in
it.
order to be
Are
able
you
to pull
excited?
it away from the
Yeah.
front.
Tell me how excited
Do
you
they
are
still
first.
put a stick of gum in there?
No gum.
Now,
no
let me
gum.
describe
No
what's
gum.
inside this pack, if
So,
you don't mind. This is a
this is a
stack.
pack.
It's a stack of small pieces of cardboard with men's pictures on them.
In their uniforms,
Yes,
performing an action.
for your safekeeping.
Sometimes an action. Sometimes it's a non-action thing. This particular pack is a
Pose.
Donruss.
Would be called a pose.
Make sure you get that out there. Donruss,
Mm-hmm.
Panini.
Are you sure it's called Panini?
It might be Panini.
Oh,
Panini.
is it written on the pack?
No,
Because, okay, I know how sometimes.
no.
Okay.
Donruss is.
Yeah, good.
But when you search it
Yeah.
on the back of the cards, it's Panini.
Panny Annie.
So I think that's Panini.
Panini. I think it's Panini.
Sounds about right. So the way they do, when I first started collecting cards, it was like 97, 98. It was when Peyton Manning came out as a rookie, Charles Woodson, Randy Moss. And I don't know, I guess it's just because I lived in Tennessee, but we started going to a card shop in Jamestown. Me and my dad would go in there about once or twice a week, buy a bunch of football cards, and I just try to collect as many rookie cards as possible. And I just became obsessed with it. And after that, it just started spiraling. It started going to basketball after that. Then it was like, well, I'm going to start doing some hockey because I was a big Red Wings fan at the time. Then I was like, well, I'm a Tigers fan, so I might as well go into baseball.
I'm seeing a Michigan thing.
Oh, all over the place. But then it went to other things. I think Digimon was the first non-sports related card that I collected in my life.
Before Pokemon?
Yeah. Everybody else was collecting Pokemon. I said, no, sir. I'll take Digimon.
I did the same thing.
Didn't play a single game of it because I didn't understand how to play it.
No one does.
Still don't know how to play it.
It's the trading card game.
I tried to make it up. Couldn't even make it up.
The game is trading
the cards.
Yeah.
It's this one's shiny, yours isn't, but I like your monster better.
But it used to be so much simpler then. You know what a special cars was back in those days?
Special cars?
Yeah.
What's a special cars?
A foil.
Oh, cards.
A foil.
A foil card.
That was it.
They're
That's
not-
it.
Yeah. If you got a foil, that was what you were looking for.
That's it.
That was your high price card.
Yeah.
There occasionally they'd have like random autographs became a thing in sports for a while, but like generally you're just looking for foils. Nowadays, I want to show you how complicated this has gotten. Jinx, you can't talk
I'm
anymore.
excited.
This is a 30 card pack.
Who's on the front?
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. The first 19 cards don't matter. And that's not a joke.
Wait, really?
That's not a joke.
You can automatically go
This is
through
the
the
point of
first
this.
19 cards
And they mean nothing.
and set them aside.
Mean absolutely nothing.
How?
Is that like a lick it and stick it tattoo you've got in your hand?
No?
Is that what this is all for?
No?
Oh, it's cards.
So there's a system whenever they're
waiting on the
packing the
prize.
cards that there's a common container
Yes.
at the place where they're
Because these guys haven't been playing for very
These
long.
particular packs are inserted this particular way to where the first roughly 20 cards are just base cards of base people that mean nothing. You'd be lucky to get 10 cents for any one of those cards.
well,
Lucky.
the rare cards like back in Pokemon, they were like the last card in the whole pack.
And this one, right in the middle,
Uh-huh.
is where you get what they call inserts.
Okay.
But do you know how much more complicated it is now?
Tell me.
Do you think this card's good or bad?
I think that I
Bad.
know the player is good, but the card's probably bad.
What does the color blue mean?
Blue means uncommon.
Who knows?
They don't tell you.
It's not listed.
They do tell you. But the problem is every set, they change which color means things.
Okay.
So the last time that I was buying cards, it went silver, bronze, green, red, blue, purple, pink, and then black.
Those were from least to most rare?
Yeah, from
Okay.
least to most.
Okay.
So that would be something that they would change year to year.
They change it pack to pack sometimes.
What? Wait, hold on.
Pack to
From-
pack.
so you'd have
Not
to have
pack to
different-
pack, but like
Series
this-
1 and Series 2
this,
from the
if
same
they
set?
If this set comes out with, or these people come out with another set, it'll be different. Like the coloring will be different
Why?
of what's important,
But why?
so that they can change what's popular at the time.
So they can control you.
It is so difficult to know if you pull a good card.
Well, now I'm worried.
Well, check
You
this out.
should be.
Let's see if we have one. Blue doesn't mean anything. So all these blue cards that
Why
we
does
just
it say
got.
blue parallels?
Yeah,
Press
because
proof.
you would think, oh wow, that's
I wouldn't.
another
So
one of
on the pack, it even says blue parallels.
Correct.
Like this is the focus
That's
of
what you
this
wanna
line
look
of
for.
cards, and they don't.
But just because this is a blue border, not
Okay.
a blue parallel.
Oh.
So now you got to figure out what a
Well,
parallel
duh,
means.
right?
What's a parallel
Just
mean?
going.
There's some mystical secret at the bottom of this
Well,
pack.
do they have like two players on both sides of it? Like they're parallels of one another, like an offensive player and a
No,
defensive player?
no. A parallel is a foilish version that
Oh, okay.
is. It gives a blue hue off of it.
Mm.
And then the final cards, you only get 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rest are nothing.
Hold on.
That's a pack of 30 cards. And
Pack
you've
of
got-
30 cards. And you can skip the first 20. Look at these 4. And if they're not foil, you can throw them away because they don't mean anything. And if you don't have any other inserts, you get roughly 4 rookie cards.
Okay.
And if they're nobody, which these
They're
are not,
No.
it means nothing. This
Now,
is what card collecting has become.
But now
This is what it's become.
because
That's a waste.
this is in the eyes of monetary value,
Yeah.
but that's also because of your age as well. Now,
Right.
now all this is connected to what's
Selling.
your return on
Buying
investment.
and correct.
But as a kid,
Oh, sure. I mean, yeah.
you're just looking for your favorite players or your
But you know what
favorite
I realize
team
right now?
or something like that.
I realize how much money I wasted as a kid.
Well, because
going and
everything
getting
from the
cards.
90s is worth nothing now.
them
yeah.
Beanie Babies.
But-
They're going to pay for somebody's college.
The joy that you had from it.
Do you see how
Wait, you
happy
weren't-
I was
You weren't
during
buying
that?
them. Your parents were buying them for you.
Right.
You weren't wasting
Right.
anything.
And I feel like that's why it was good.
They saw how happy you were opening these cards and collecting them, knowing that he's not doing drugs. He's looking at men on pieces of cardboard. This could be much
Right.
worse. And they said, this is worth it.
Richard wasn't allowed to have those growing up.
Thank you.
I
Thank
understand.
He's there for me. But this is really what it's become. Like
Yeah.
they prepackage these cards, and they used to you'd get 10 cards in a pack, and you were looking for like one card in that pack, and like if you got a good card, it was like you were super excited about it. Nowadays, it's not.
It's nothing like that.
But that's why I think that's like the evolution of sporting, like sport card collecting.
Well, they've just
It's
used
just
the model.
become, oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. The cards you need to get are like one of one. The last set of basketball cards that came out, the card that you wanted, it was a black prism LeBron James, and there was only one of them.
One printed for the entire set of cards?
One.
Wait, and how many were in the set of cards?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
What,
couldn't
millions?
No.
I
Well,
mean-
printed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
probably.
And there was
easily
only
millions.
one?
Well, the amount
Only
of
one.
companies that make cards now is much smaller than it used to be,
Yeah.
too.
This is one of the bigger ones. Panini is like the bigger name now. That's the card designers that people want.
I think baseball's down to like one company now.
Uh,
It's either Upper Deck or
I was
Topps.
about to say, I think it's Topps.
Is it
still.
Topps?
I could be wrong.
Maybe.
Is it Topps?
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Because,
I don't know.
there used to be 15 different companies
Oddly,
making
they
cards.
just came out
but-
with a new baseball set where they redid like a bunch of the older players,
Yeah.
a bunch of the older players, and it's actually a pretty popular baseball set. Some of these basketball or football ones, or no, basketball is the basketball packs. You could buy them at Walmart for $20 and sell them on eBay for $50 because some of those cards are just so good.
Yeah.
But basketball knows how to package their cards. Football has no idea how to do it.
No.
Well, it seems like they've used the model that they use for all the gaming apps and video game. What do they call it? Microtransaction. Like they've modeled them. They have to stay relevant in this world where you can open digital packs of things.
Well, see,
and
that's the thing,
secret-
though.
It's
Yeah.
they're having to keep up with that.
If you look at this, there's a yellow card in every pack.
Control you, Richard.
Oh, I love yellow card.
Right there. Digital pack. Every time you buy a pack, you can go online and open a digital pack.
To where you can get JPEGs of players' pictures.
Yes. You can get
Nothing-
pictures of players
So
to
you've
put on your
got
computer.
little square pieces of cardboard with pictures of dudes on them with
Yeah.
tight pants, and then you can have them on your computer saved as
Yeah.
JPEGs.
I saved this one because I didn't tell anybody till right now.
I'm a sports fan.
Look at that. Look at that fridge.
Yeah, I saw the magnet.
Yeah, that's a card from a pack of cards.
It was a magnet.
It's a magnet.
They used to do things like that a lot.
Yeah. It's back
But
again.
They got away from the gimmicky stuff, but they're bringing it back.
Yep.
Well, the difference in this and like trading card games such as
That's-
Magic and Pokemon
right.
and things like that, some of the cards that are worth nothing to begin with, people can find ways to utilize them
Correct.
in the game that they're being used with, and all of a sudden the value goes up because there's a use for it.
Yep.
When it comes to these, there's no
It's wasted paper.
there's no actual use for any sports card other than I like the player, I like the way it looks. It's a little piece of memorabilia kind of thing. But it really is a printer just printing an image onto a piece of cardboard.
Like nothing else.
And then in a game of Magic, like you're competing with other people, you can take this one card, it can be the key to an entire deck, and you can win a lot of money later on in all these tournaments and constant use. It's just weird.
Yep.
Because of how obsessed I was with sports cards growing up. And then now it is kind of like a...
Yeah, well, I mean, I've gotten back into it because of John Morant and Zion Williamson. I got into it for them because I wanted as many of their rookies as possible. And buying the basketball packs, like the packaging on them, like the insert ratios of base cards to good cards, was amazing. I mean, they did a really good job on it. This is just a waste.
But is this for or your collection of those John Morant and Zion cards? Like, is that for the value's sake of it? It's not because you personally want those as memorabilia. Nope. It's all because it's a way to bet. You're betting. It's gambling.
Yep.
You're spending a small amount of money on this pack,
hoping
that you can like flip it for a lot more.
That's the goal on them.
Right.
For the dopamine hit.
The what?
The dopamine hit.
Dopamine.
In your brain.
Yeah, it's a brain thing.
Yeah, they're trying to control you, Richard.
It's the chip.
Don't let them.
It's the chip.
He's too far gone.
I'm already in.
He's already getting in his car right now to go to Walmart.
I didn't want to tell Austin, but I was the first one to get the chip.
What was that from? Like, was it a mug that did it, or
a mud?
Like a mug?
No, he's
like
talking about the chip in your tooth.
It was a ring. A ring.
A ring?
Yeah.
A ring of Franklin?
No.
I mean, it's funny, but I don't know why.
It fit. That's why.
We just take her name and twist it a little bit. R.I.P.
He got slapped in the face, and there was a ring on it. Dang. It was all in good fun.
Yeah.
But it was
Was
not
it a pimp?
as much fun for him.
I think the story would be better if it was. So possibly.
Pay me my money.
Possibly.
What?
No, it was just alcohol, really.
So
That was the problem.
Cards are fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
No, it's just a waste of time, honestly. Like a lot of, I mean, it is though.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Because
There's
they're
a
trying
waste
to
of space, a waste of time.
Yeah.
Condense it down.
Consumerism, baby.
Give me 5 cards. No more. Don't worry about the
just
rest.
give me a pack of 5 cards.
Magic the Gathering does great. There's 15 cards in a pack.
Yeah. Even
Yu-Gi-Oh
the commons can
does
be
good.
used. Yeah.
This is a waste.
Bless you.
I'm
You never
hurt.
let your sneezes go. You never let them out.
They're too loud, and I don't want a red line.
That's fine. I can fix that.
Nope.
Let the sneezes go.
I can't now. I had a sneeze.
They're not yours anymore once they come out of
Yeah.
you.
Coronavirus.
Give them to the world.
Ooh,
Give
he's
them
got
to
a
me.
point.
I don't care. Yeah, that's true.
Let me spit in your face.
What? I want to talk about gaming systems and stuff now.
All of them?
Yeah. This is a time-sensitive story because coming soon is the PlayStation 5
Bum, bum, bum.
and the Xbox Series S, which I once thought was called the Xbox One Series
X. You
But
threw a bunch of numbers and letters in
yeah,
there.
there were a
It
few
worked, though.
episodes ago or whatever that I just started throwing out random things.
Mhm.
But
Sometimes you just don't know.
no, the coming this year before what in November? I think November is the release for.
I think it's at
these.
least like after the 20th of November.
Yeah, I don't know. I just looked at the
I don't
prices.
know the
I didn't
exact-
look at the
yeah.
exact date. The PlayStation 5's price point is $399 for a discless version, so
Oh.
all digital, and the disc using version is $499. So for $100 less, you can get the system, and oh geez, that's
It's
a lot of
not me.
interference.
They're trying to control us.
What was I talking about?
They really are.
Baseball cards?
No. PS5.
Oh, yeah.
Digital. You just said the hard copy.
Okay,
$499
so
hard
so the
copy.
version that can take CDs, $500. The discless version, $400. And for the Xbox, the version with a disc is $499, matching
Right.
PlayStation 5's price. But it's actually the reverse of that because Xbox announced their prices early. But they already knew how much they were going to be charging each other. And then the Xbox Series S is their discless version, but it also has a little bit like smaller processor in it, and so it's a little bit weaker of a system. So it will struggle at 4K. It might not even be able to do 4K,
This is a lie.
but I think it can do 1440p. But it's only $300.
Oh,
Like, to be able to get a next generation gaming system for $300
it's not bad.
is really good.
But you're saying just the digital version has the smaller processor, correct?
Yes.
The disc version has.
Is a larger.
Right,
Yeah.
okay,
It's,
okay.
It's basically like building a gaming computer and then having one that's a little bit outdated. Not really outdated, but it's got some parts of it that could be improved. But $300
Wow.
for a
I would
next
not have
gen
expected that.
situation is very cheap.
I would not have expected that at all.
Very cheap. But something Xbox has done also, or Microsoft, I guess, is for $34.99 a month, you can pay on the Xbox Series X, the big one. Like, so for $35 a month, and that also includes Game Pass, which is their digital game library. That as long as you have the Game Pass, you can play the games that are listed on there. So $35 a month, you already have your Xbox, and you get Game Pass with it. And it ends up being cheaper than just buying the system outright.
What?
Yeah.
But you have to buy it through Microsoft?
Yes. I think so. I think that's how you set up the payment stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of confidence in that, yes. By the way. Glad you picked up on that. But now I want to know, like, I know your answer.
Yeah.
Of which system you want.
Obviously, I'm going. Yeah.
You're the Xbox man.
Yeah. I'll buy the big one.
Yeah. But you
I'll
would
go for
definitely
it.
pick the Xbox over the PlayStation
Yeah.
5.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why?
Why?
I think more nostalgia, and I think
No, you can't. You can't include that.
No. No.
You're wrong.
Oh, how the
My house,
tyrants
my
have
rules.
tabled. Oh, we are in his house. He
Yep,
can-
I
he can
win
do
this
that.
one.
Okay.
I get one every time.
Fine.
There was a gaming series for PlayStation that I loved. It's called Champions of Norath. They made a 1 and a 2, and they didn't make a 3. And I was furious. And I switched to Xbox 360 after that.
and that's the history of
It's
it.
not a joke.
I've never even heard of that game
No.
before.
Greatest game ever.
And
Next
it's
to
not-
Pepsi Man. Let me take that back.
Remember Jam Packs?
Jam packs?
Jam Packs, the demo discs.
Oh yeah, where
You
you
could
like
get
5 random games and
Well, they had the images on the front of the thing. That's the only way I played Tomb Raider on the PlayStation 1.
I remember that
was
demo.
the demo, and there was a tiger in a cave, and you just die every time.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I was a stupid kid and not good at video games, so maybe that's why I died every time.
a bad game.
But the only thing that I know about Tomb Raider is it's impossible to beat the first level with the tiger, and I've based that thought all the way from being a small child.
what if you're
getting a
not supposed to
demo disc.
fight the tiger? You're supposed to go past it.
Like,
The whole thing.
befriend it? Like, it's
no, you're
actually-
just supposed to go past it. Like ignore it.
Like it's not
And
even
you- yeah,
there.
What if you're
You
thinking
just-
you're supposed to fight it or supposed to do something with it and you just got to scoot? Just scoot.
It's a runaway tutorial.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's on how to use the controls. This is how you run. Run away from the tiger.
And you're-
I'm gonna kill it.
I'm gonna touch it.
That's a great way that a campaign would start off right there.
It very well could have been it.
Do you want to run past it or I'm gonna kill it?
No, you're not.
You're a level 1 rogue. You're gonna fight it. Ooh-wee.
Oh, give me the dice.
Trust in the heart.
Anyway, yeah, jam packs. The demo discs aren't a thing anymore. But
I have a question about it. If you get
about
the
baseball cards.
no, well, I've always got questions about them right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm losing confidence in it. If you get the digital versions, does it automatically come with your cloud?
Yeah.
Like, does it take
Yeah.
long to get it?
Yeah. It will play.
Like
think
any
for the-
game that I have on the cloud, will I have to re-download it or would it auto? Because I really don't know.
Well, you'll have to re-download it onto the system because that the solid state drive that's on the new ones, like,
But
it
I'll
doesn't
have
that information.
game
but
there.
your library still
Right.
exists. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you could log into your Xbox on, like, if I had an Xbox, you could log into your account through my Xbox
And then
and
gotcha.
download those games. It's going to be the same situation as that. But I think they said something like 99% of last gen games are going to play on the new gen system.
Oh wow.
Oh no.
How far back are they going to go?
I think PlayStation was only
Will they? Are they going to do?
PS4 and PS5, I think. And
Okay.
I think what Xbox is doing is Xbox 360, Xbox One, and
So no Xbox.
the new ones. So not original Xbox.
Oh
no.
man.
But Game Pass end up having those on it. And then there's also EA Play that's joining with Game Pass as well. So Xbox is looking real good
Yeah.
right now, price
What
wise.
did I tell you guys?
And everything like that. Marcus, what do you play?
PlayStation.
PlayStation? PS4?
Not for long.
No,
No?
you won't convert me.
No?
What? Why?
He's sticking to it.
A similar reason, not because of a particular game. It's just what I've been playing since I was little.
Really?
Yeah,
There you go.
Xbox has always just felt a little foreign to me.
Yeah, me too. I've never had one.
No?
No?
No. My cousin Cody had an Xbox original big black
Yeah.
monstrosity the size.
Oh, yeah. Those controllers are really hard to hold.
Yes.
Like,
That's
it-
why I didn't like them as much, to be honest.
Yep, me too.
We
I
used
wasn't a big Xbox
We
fan.
used to play Gauntlet Legends
Yes.
on the Xbox, and son,
That's a
That's
game.
basically Diablo, right? That's a Diablo-like game.
It's more arcade-ish.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a lot
Okay.
more arcade-ish.
Okay. Well, there was an actual arcade cabinet of that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
That's how
but
I played
even
Gauntlet.
even the console version is very arcade-ish.
It's
The reason
very
I don't play
similar.
Xbox is because I never could train my brain to hit
X.
X
Yep, I
when
knew
I'm
that
used
was-
to the PlayStation X.
Well, at least they're both the down, like the button. I don't know, like
No.
A and X are the
Yeah,
same
right.
on those, but they're located in the same place. On a Nintendo, on the Switch, basically the A or the X button that's supposed to be located at the bottom is the button to the far right. So it's like
Oh.
where B or circle would be on those two controllers. And when you've been playing only a Switch as far as console goes for forever, and then you plug up an Xbox controller to your PC, and I'm playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, the remake right now.
I love those games.
And whenever it tells you to press a button, you go to press it, but you're using it like you are a Nintendo Switch. And every single time you're going back a menu instead of going forward one. And for a lot of people, they can switch back and forth between systems no problem whatsoever. Like knowing they're just so trained to press those buttons the way they're supposed to be pressed. But for me, like I'm so like one track.
Right, we never want to
like-
give up that excuse. It's like, oh well, I lost because I play PlayStation and you play Xbox. I'm never letting go of that.
I use that one a lot.
I think that there's a good side to either argument in the console war. Sorry, I have a cloggy throat.
What was that?
But it was the console war.
Oh.
But it was there is one clear failure in all of the video gaming though, and those are the ones that are the people that play with inverted controls.
I know someone like that. He does that with his whole life though. Like
His life
you
is
just have to meet
inverted?
him. Yeah,
Everything
pretty
is
much.
inverted?
Yep.
That's exciting. I want to meet them.
Like down is up is down. Why my
Well,
life?
unless it's a
I
flying
don't know.
game, because in flying games I do prefer the inverted. When I press up,
There are certain
go down,
situations where
press
it
down,
makes
go up.
sense, but for like a shooter or like a.
No, I don't understand that at all.
No.
But wasn't that how 007, like that first like GoldenEye game was
You're
for the
thinking
Nintendo
of
64?
Perfect Dark.
No, I'm not. I don't
Perfect
think.
Dark.
Perfect Dark. It was a very similar engine to the way that the GoldenEye game and everything was.
Mm-hmm.
You had all sorts of different
N64.
weapons, first person shooter, but it had the inverted controls like that.
I think
I used to not buy games that were inverted. Like I would I'd rent them when it was a thing to rent them for the weekend.
Well, I didn't say I bought it.
You never did
yeah,
that?
you did buy it.
Oh yeah.
No, I used to rent those games all the time.
Yeah.
Blockbuster.
I still remember the store smelling like cigarettes.
It was beautiful.
God, it was so
Smoking
amazing.
sections and O'Charlie's.
The places smelled like just old stale cigarettes, and
Yes.
it was just like you picked up the DVD box, which was actually not a DVD box. It was most likely like a PS1 CD case looking box, but then you'd just be flipping through it, and you might not even get anything. You might not rent a thing while you're in there.
You walk
but
in there
you'll
for
still
15 minutes.
Walk out smelling like you bought something.
And every single game case like looked like it had been in the window of the backseat of a car for like 3 years because
Yep.
it's been so faded by the sun because they keep the same one in the front.
Well, they'd have the generic Blockbuster packaging on the ones when it finally broke enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just have
the
this generic.
black with like a piece of construction paper with some expo
You know-
marker on it, just say what dreams may come or something.
As good as it gets.
I do think the Xbox is going to be better.
I think it's going to sell better because of that $300 price point. But I don't know about be better.
Aren't they coming out first too?
I don't know. My research stopped at the price.
I think Xbox released it early on, like a surprise. I think they beat them. Oh, I could be wrong about that.
Wait, so it's out right now? You're saying
No.
right now?
No.
I think Tuesday you can start pre-ordering them.
You can already pre-order the PlayStation 5. It's already
I think
happened.
You can do it at Walmart.
And Sony, actually, there's this big thing to where Sony... Thank you for the plug. Yeah, with Sony, they messed up on the pre-orders for the PlayStation. And they didn't have enough... Like, they promised more than they had. So there are a lot of people who pre-ordered the system that got an email saying, like, hey, due to pretty much a screw-up, you may not get your system day one, like, even with a pre-order. So, yeah.
I'd be
Well, and then they
furious.
came out on Twitter and even said, like, hey, like, we screwed up, like, but we're doing everything we can to make sure everybody gets that. So they're producing more and more. What do you think about that, Austin?
I thought that was awful. I forgot what you were saying. I had an emergency.
I didn't
Josh's poopy pants?
I think
No. Yes.
it's my roller.
Anyway, price point of the two systems, I think with Game Pass and with that cheaper option, even though it isn't because a lot of people don't even have 4K TVs and they're not going to be able to get one for a while.
Well,
because the
I mean, if
price
you
of
think
those
about
aren't
it, though,
dropping
like,
as much.
parents are going to buy the cheaper one.
Yes.
And the kids that play Fortnite don't really care if it's in 4K.
No.
So, as far as that goes,
Yeah.
like, the
Well,
Xbox will...
Think about the ones buying that and then buying a game, like with it, thinking it's going to be able to play it, and then they open it day one, and
Nothing.
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 Don't
You got to
even
return
work.
it the next day. Yeah. So, but you can't play used games, like you can't buy used games and things like that with the discless version.
You'd have to
So
get them
you're paying full
online
price
during
for
the-
unless there's an online sale or a
They
physical
do
sale.
online sales all the time.
They
though.
do, but they're nothing compared to like
What?
to used. Yeah.
Do you buy, like, when, like, Bethesda does their stuff? They'll do, like, all
Yeah,
their
you can get,
games
like-
70% off?
For like Skyrim for like $30 or $20 or $30 or
We
something
did
like
that.
What did we get?
We can do...
Skyrim.
Oh, that's how we got Skyrim?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I buy games for, like,
But those are-
$15.
But that's also in a like limited window. Like, let's
Yeah.
say you don't have those expenses during that small time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
say
yeah,
let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
it's for a week, Bethesda's games are 70% off. You don't get paid for another 2 weeks.
Well, let me give you
can't
guys
get
a
in on
life
that.
hack.
Oh, jeez.
I go and I
Oh.
buy those little prepaid cards, and I will put it into my Xbox account every now and then, just so that I'll have money there in case I ever want anything.
So when you okay, so you're
So that way I don't have to wait for that special moment. I do it when I have the money,
you choose your special moments. Those are yours.
whenever I want it to be.
I understand.
You're welcome. You should try it out. It works out perfectly.
Every
Xbox
time.
allows you to do it. I don't know if PlayStation does.
PlayStation will just let my card information's automatically plugged in there. If I want something, I click it.
Does it?
Yeah. Saved it in PlayStation Network.
Or my information's on it whenever he clicks it and I buy it. Jeez.
Good luck with that one.
Marcus, talk about something. Unless you just don't want to.
He shook his
You-
head
you
no.
can shook his
Just
head.
like
You
you
can-
just
No,
did.
he said- No,
he said
please.
no. He
Please.
said no.
It's popcorn
No,
reading,
I
and he
thought
just
I-
got picked in class. Pick someone else.
Pass.
It worked out good.
Hmm?
It didn't work out for me when I said pass. So
Yeah.
I still had to
Didn't.
answer.
Rooster, I'm afraid they're trying to control you, man.
With the cards?
I'm worried about you, yeah.
What do you think they're doing to me? Like, I have to buy the cards to get the one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I know, I do
it's the
feel like
dopamine
that.
hit. It's the dopamine hit. You're getting high off of it.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. Opening up the cards. That's what gets
Mhm.
me.
Have y'all seen The Social Dilemma on
No.
Netflix?
No. I've seen it. I haven't watched it.
Well, you should go watch it. That's my topic.
Yeah?
I think my headphones just messed up.
Did it? Can you hear everything?
Yeah. Anyway, The Social Dilemma. Y'all know what it is at all? Have y'all
No.
seen it when you're
I know
scrolling?
nothing.
The
I'm-
2020 election.
No,
I'm
no,
completely.
it's not about the
Oh.
2020
I'm
election.
completely ignorant.
No, but it has a lot to do with, things that we are going through in 2020, all the chaos and things like that. So I don't do research for my topics.
Good.
I did watch the film.
That's
But anyway,
research in itself.
so these old people who would design, like the guy who tried to design to monetize Facebook, He basically figured out how to monetize it.
Zuckerberg?
No.
The guy
I
that
don't
came
know
up with the pop ads.
So they've
Justin
created
Timberlake.
Facebook already. Facebook's a thing. Then they hire this guy, and it's like, hey, how are we going to maximize profits?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the early days of them developing the algorithm to basically circumvent human psychology.
Circumvent as opposed to circumcision. Is
Correct.
there much difference?
Someone tell me about that, please. What does that mean?
I'm so sorry.
Well, I
knew I really set him up for that one. What?
Hold on. I want to change my topic. Richard? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going there. I'm not touching that. I'm already going to have to do a delicate
you
dance
for
for
not
this
touching
one. Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to be able to do this justice, though, but because you're going to have to just watch these people talk about it. But they bring in all these people. One of the guys has become, I forget the technical term of what he calls himself now. It's like a technology or software ethicist.
Okay.
So he's like all about like, hey, we're going to have to start designing this technology in an ethical way, because what we're doing to people by these dopamine hits that we're giving people, like a notification, somebody sent you a notification on Facebook. We're evolved to be like, oh, I want to connect with someone.
give me a thumbs up.
Yeah. Or no, just click that notification.
Yeah.
Get that dopamine hit. Who liked my thing? Did somebody? And then it goes even further to children getting these loot boxes and things like that, and they're just, it's like getting addicted to this behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm not like a boomer or anything trying to like
it
just
was
say
on the tip of my
no, I'm
tongue.
not like trying to say that we don't need to let kids play video games. It's something that we need to be aware of, because one of the guys that designed this particular algorithm I'm talking about said that like he's terrified of its outcome. Like he feels bad about it. As you should feel very bad about that. You should be ashamed of
I feel
yourself.
much better.
There's no way he feels better.
Yeah, when the creator of it knows how bad it's going to be.
Right. It's
Then-
like one of those moments like, what have I done?
Yeah.
I thought
And
you were talking about my fart.
like I said, if you're hearing just a layman like myself sit here and try to describe it, it's going to sound like I'm getting all conspiratorial and things like that.
Right.
But it's basically, because we all kind of recognize, we're not going to get into any political topics, but we all recognize we're a divided people, and everybody's like hyped up on whatever it is that they're on.
Yeah.
And it's because of that. It's because of this algorithm is so good at predicting what you are going to do. Mm-hmm. It's so good at predicting what you're going to look at and how much time you may spend looking at it. Mm-hmm. And they use that. And then he even said that they designed, the refresh, like on all the social media, you click down, you refresh, designed it exactly like the slot machines for a reason.
Oh, the slide down.
Because every time you refresh,
Wow.
there's going to be something new up there for you.
That's cool. I didn't even think of that. 'Cause
Yeah.
It is very
And
I
you
satisfying.
never thought
Right.
about that. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Anyway,
Wow.
it's the implications of it are, I think, as more far-reaching than I can do it justice.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to hear these people that actually designed it talk about it, because it really does make things make a lot more sense.
Well, there's even like the loading ring, like whenever you do swipe down, whenever like if your connection's
Yeah.
not super strong or whatever,
Mhm.
it could easily be nothing and just waiting for something to happen. But even watching that little ring go around, you're just waiting.
One of the
for
guys
it to
used
stop.
the example of the dots when somebody's about to text you back.
Oh,
He's like,
Yeah.
that is on purpose, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, we do this for a
It's
reason.
not just to see that someone
No,
is
it's
writing
to sell
a
ad
message.
time. It's to keep you engaged with whatever it is that will keep you engaged.
Yeah.
And another kind of one of the sinister things was like how they suggested certain outcomes to Google searches based on where you live and things. So it's like you say, why does Darth Vader look like, down here it'll be like the devil.
yeah.
Right.
Somewhere else it might be, why does he look like
Sonny and
somebody
Cher.
off this other video game?
Well, I'm just
Sonny
giving
and
different,
Cher.
different
Why does he
outlooks.
look like both of them?
Why does Darth Vader look like the costume designer from the...
Designer.
I can't talk today, guys. I
I
can't. I'm throwing in the towel.
Oh,
I don't have a
man.
towel. You have a
Yes.
towel. This is your
I have
house.
a towel.
I need to throw it
There's
in.
paper ones right there.
The costume designer off of The Incredibles and Darth Vader look a lot alike.
She's one of the best characters out
Because
of
of
that
her
show.
hair?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The little bitty lady? Why? Wait, why? How? Why? How does she look like Darth Vader?
I just wanted to see
Helmet
if I
hair.
can get you going.
Helmet
Huh?
hair.
That's what it is?
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
her hair looks
The helmet hair. Vader ain't got no hair.
He got helmet.
Lieutenant Dan,
He got...
you ain't got no lungs.
Is this show one show or is it?
No, yeah, it's like a documentary.
like an hour and 45 minutes.
Probably shorter than that. Maybe
Shorter?
Yeah, a little shorter. But
I
all
could
the
watch
people
it.
they interview are actually knowledgeable, and it's not doesn't have any spin to it.
No.
I think it's really just very informative, and hopefully they start designing software that's more ethical. I don't know. It made me.
But how do
It
you-
is
how do
definitely
you-
thought provoking. It's very
highly
thought
doubt
provoking.
it.
How do
Oh
you,
yeah,
how do you make
it's
it
not-
ethical though? I mean,
Well,
You can't
either
make it
way,
ethical and make it make money.
but either way,
Right,
it's
right.
somebody's gonna decide what is ethical
Well,
and decide that that's like
also-
either way, it's gonna be a viewpoint.
One of the points that one of the guys made that stuck out to me was like when TV came out, we have these censor groups that say, hey, you can't really advertise to children like this, like that. You just can't do that. That's off limits.
Why though?
Because
That's
their
my
psychology is still in development, and there are loopholes, and still even as adults there are, and they've figured it out. And not only that, machine learning is constantly learning how to better control us. So we're already living
We're back to the chip.
in the matrix.
We're back to the chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always going.
You started
I'm
this.
getting far
I'm
out.
so
here.
sorry.
We're like getting far out.
But
there,
yeah,
though.
so now that the internet, now that YouTube and things, that kids are all on YouTube, those protections are gone, completely gone. It's the wild, wild west with how we decide to advertise to children now.
They've gotten an attempt to fix that with posting videos, whether like every time you post, you have to click like if it's for children or not. So that way on like the kids' YouTube, like that's a whole different algorithm for them to be able to pass through that and for it to actually be posted onto kids' YouTube. But
You can break
how
that up.
many kids are actually on kids' YouTube, and how many kids are just they have their parents' phone and they've just pulled up YouTube and watch whenever they want.
Right.
So yeah.
That's the babysitter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We had a stationary one of those in the living room as a kid.
Yeah.
With the TV, just
oh
TV.
yeah, oh yeah.
But now that babysitter goes everywhere with you.
Like it is part of you. That I mean, I don't
false.
want to think about government controlling me through my device.
It's not even the government. It's
No,
Oh,
it's
just
businesses.
period.
It's companies.
just companies.
it's ads.
Yeah.
So now
Selling
can't-
ad time
So
to you.
now I can't trust companies or the government.
No.
You're just now figuring this out?
Oh boy. You didn't know this?
And I hate people already. So who do I trust? Dogs.
Dogs.
Yeah,
Oh.
just dogs.
Dogs.
Oh, yeah,
And
we have a
stolen by
special
two.
guest
Yeah.
this episode.
Where is she?
Max?
Oh, she's over there. She's sleeping. She's doing good. Her name's Blue.
But yeah, it is a little darker, but that's why I'm a Sith.
I do
True.
realize on YouTube, like, it gives me different videos. You're talking about the length. It's different length videos based on what the topic is.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if it's suggesting a debate, the debates are 2 hours long, 2 to 3 hours long. If
Mhm.
it's a documentary, it's anywhere from like an hour to hour and a half. If it's a poker video, it's 20 minutes. Because when I watch those, that's the length of those
Mhm.
that I watch. But they're like 4-hour poker videos if you want to watch them. I don't.
But they probably don't pop up as much as the
They
other
don't
ones.
pop up at all for me.
Because it's just rapid feed.
I watch I'm saying it's true though. Like I do, like I notice on YouTube what I watch and the length of what I watch will pop up all the time, and it'll be like through those topics at those
Yeah.
links.
What's crazy
Right.
is...
Go ahead.
No, you.
Well, sometimes you'll see like I don't know, like, oh, I like to listen to this person lecture or something, but it's like, oh, I don't have an hour. But then the next thing you'll see is like a 4-minute clip of like their talk
Highlights.
or something. Yeah. So it's like that one didn't get it. Maybe that one will. Or no, that one. Oh, that one. How long did that get them for? 3 minutes? Whoa. Let's keep doing that.
So much clickbait
And
out there, too.
the documentary does a really good job of kind of personifying that algorithm by hiring actors to sit there and be like, oh, can we get him with that? And like, so
Okay.
yeah, it really makes it interesting to
It engages
think
you
about.
to
Yeah.
the overactive thinking of it.
What's crazy is we know this is happening. Like, we know if we like have our phone sitting on a table and say the word dog food enough times, we're going to be getting dog food ads pop up on Twitter and Facebook and all
Maybe
that
we can
other
get a
stuff.
sponsor like that.
Maybe.
Sponsor.
Brought to you by.
Sponsor.
Blue's really hungry.
Oh, no.
Well,
We need
it's time
dog
to
food.
open
But
up
we-
a good can of Blue Buffalo.
I don't do Blue Buffalo, just for the record.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Purina. Purina? How do you say it?
Purina.
Purina.
I think it's Purina, and I think it's for
Purina.
cats.
Fancy feast.
We know we're being targeted. We know our data is being collected. We know we're being studied without knowing that we're being studied. We know
You
we
can
know
say-
that it's happening. We just don't know when. But it's constant. But we don't care.
Right.
I like it.
Well,
It's
and you know,
convenient.
well, with certain things it is, but with certain thing like misinformation and things, like they'll suggest, like I think they said flat Earth was suggested like
Oh my gosh.
millions and millions of times, like in a short span of time. You know, they'll be like, oh, well, they're in this group on Facebook, so let's suggest flat Earth ads
Yeah.
just to keep them engaged. It doesn't matter if it's true or not.
Right.
It's
But-
just we want them to watch a video so that we can play an ad for them.
Right. But we as not, crazy people following these rabbit holes, even though we're following our own rabbit
But to
holes.
say we
Yeah,
are
we are.
all
That's what I'm
doing
saying.
our own
We're doing
rabbit
I
rabbit
joined
holes.
the Flat Earth Society on Facebook.
But that's
for 3
why I
days.
think it's important for people to actually be aware and maybe watch the documentary if it's something you're interested in, because you can start to see it, and just being aware of it, I think will help. I mean,
Yeah.
help you better understand how it's circumventing your psychology. Be mindful of that.
Yeah.
And don't get too worked up, or don't look at flat Earth stuff. Oh, it's funny.
This
It's
whole
kind of
thing
funny.
was just for him to say, "Don't look at Flat Earth." Please,
And then tomorrow
guys.
they're going to come out. Actually, the Earth's flat.
It's
guys.
flat, dude.
Well,
2020, I guess.
and
Nobody would care.
And gravity actually holds everything together to the flat surface.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be pretty cool if a
there's
dragon
no
really
gravity.
ate the sun. That'd be awesome. I'd like to watch
Wouldn't
that.
it though?
Dun,
Oh yeah.
That'd be
No.
pretty cool.
Not cool. I would
No?
cry. I would be crying. I'd be scared.
I don't know. That'd be
I don't know.
say-
I hear you cheering in the background. That would help me a little bit. That would cheer me up. Yay! Yeah.
Yay! Let me
But
say
I
one
you
positive
can
thing.
make your dragon noises at him.
Yeah.
Let me say a positive thing about it. Whenever I want to look up, like when I'm looking to buy something, and I'm like searching for like a day or two, and it suggests a bunch of things that I wouldn't think of, I love it.
Yeah.
It's very
Right,
useful.
yeah.
It's a
There
very
are-
useful
it has
thing
its
because like I'll
uses.
look when I'm looking up like camping stuff, sometimes I'll look up just random stuff and then it'll just wish list me this random thing and I'm like, oh
Or like
yeah.
music,
Yeah.
movies, suggesting art and things that were like, oh, we were never
I
discovered.
bought a
And-
light for a tent that I didn't even know I wanted. Because it was like, hey man, check this thing out.
Did you want it or did they sell it to you?
Well, I went to Walmart and bought it, but they suggested it to me online on wish list, and it was a little light you hang in your tent.
So that was them guessing correctly.
Yeah. No, I'm saying when I look up stuff
But
like
you love that.
yeah, I look up stuff specifically so that I get suggestions so I can see if there's other things in that area that I like.
See,
I use it all the time like that.
I don't like choosing what I talk around my phone. I don't like to have to pick and choose that because I started getting ads for stuff that I didn't really want to get ads for, like how much ED does the world need to treat? I mean, it's don't you want yours bigger? Try to take Hims. I'm like, why? Why am I seeing this? It's just they got those wrong, and I don't enjoy that.
Or maybe
It's just like, hear me out.
Kitty.
Boy.
maybe they got you right and you just don't know it yet.
All right. We got to move on. You're right.
I'm just saying.
Mine can be a little trip back in time again. Man, I love nostalgia pieces. I just got to thinking
You're
about
on the
this the other
nostalgic
day.
one.
Spin-offs. you don't really think about spin-offs being successful or people that were involved in spin-offs being successful. You know, Matt LeBlanc and Joey. That was not a good Friends thing. Don't mean to hate on him or anything, but
Wait, Joey had its own show?
yeah, it was called Joey.
It was called Joey.
I thought Matt LeBlanc had a different show of him basically playing Joey.
How
It was
you
called
doing?
something else. That was...
That
The
was
show was
Joey.
called How
That
You
was,
Doing?
Yeah, no, it was called
No.
Joey.
No, he said, "How you doing?"
No, the character is called Joey.
Just
And
like
the show.
Uncle
The
Jesse
show
would
is-
say, "Have mercy." So
Joey-
anyway, Keenan and Kel is what I'm going to talk about.
Yes, I love
Good
Keenan and
Burger?
Kel.
Keenan and Kel was a show on Nickelodeon that was a actual spinoff of All That, which was a sketch comedy show like Saturday Night Live that was designed for more child-friendly audience to be played on Nickelodeon. And it actually ran for a long, long time. 1994 to 2005 was how long that show went. And for a television show, on Nickelodeon, that's a long time. But Keenan and Kel were on there for a majority of different things. I can remember a bunch of different stuff they did on All That, like Bag and Sag and Barry. That was one of Keenan's characters he would play that had like super deep pants pockets that he would have to just reach down and grab stuff out of. Like, anybody want a sandwich?
And the sandwich would be in his pants.
He'd have to get it out of his pants. And then Kel was a janitor in one of those episodes that had to talk to him into, you gotta reach down deep in your pants and pull out things you never knew you had. But anyway, Keenan and Kel aired in 1996 with their catchphrase featuring Coolio as a the Gangster's Paradise guy. Yeah, he was the singer, and it starts like, here it goes. That was-
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's what he did, right? Yeah. He'd do it all these random ways.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
And
I remember.
The premise of the opening of the show would always be him being confused as to what they're going to be doing. And then Keenan overly explains it to him in a quick manner. And then he's still confused. And he's, here it goes. And, different every time, just like what he was saying. And then Good Burger.
Oh, that's the one.
The movie.
Good
The
Burger.
whole thing.
Man, that was when ska was really slapping.
They
And-
still slap it.
Man, slapping some ska. I mean, anything that you can just have, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. That's just Less Than Jake was a ska band that I really
Less
dug.
Than Jake.
Yes.
I remember
They-
them.
They also had a song on the Digimon soundtrack called "All My Best Friends Are Metalheads."
It all comes back to Digimon.
It all comes back to Digimon.
Did.
I knew it would. I knew it would.
But yeah, their Good Burger theme song, of course, was what Ed was always singing on. Ed was Kel Mitchell's character, but yeah.
So funny. He's
I'm
just a
dude.
stoner.
He's a dude.
That's all he was.
She's a dude. Because we're all dudes, hey.
Yeah.
It's so... Just imagine skateboarding at that. You skateboard, right? Me
Did.
neither.
He was a kid-friendly stoner character. Like,
Yeah.
basically.
He was,
like,
yeah.
they never
Yeah.
showed him smoking or
They'd
anything
come
like
in
that,
there
but
and ask him a question. You'd be like, huh? What?
What?
his eyes halfway closed all the time.
Just
Yep.
laughing. Oh.
Better watch your butt.
It's...
That's a lot harder than it looks.
But yeah, but the thing that got me thinking about it is, though, you don't really hear a lot from Kel. And I didn't realize that he was in multiple things, like behind the scenes. Like, he's a producer for different music. He does rap and R&B and different stuff. He does. He produces television shows. He does a lot of behind the scenes work, more so than he is in front of the camera. But he was most recently on the. I think it was the 28th season. Yes, that's what it was. I can read my own notes. The 28th season of Dancing with the Stars.
What?
Yes.
When was the 28th season?
28th season was 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Or 2 seasons ago. I think
Well-
they do multiple. I mean,
Do they do 2 in 1 year?
I think sometimes they overlap each other a little bit.
I don't watch it.
I always thought Kel was funny.
shows.
I thought he was
But
hilarious.
he placed second in that. He came in second place.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like he probably fell victim to typecasting.
Yes, he did.
Early on. Because playing such a
Well, both of 'em.
dumb character.
Neither of them did much. After that, did they?
Keenan did.
Well, he's on Saturday Night Live.
Yes,
He did real
you
good in Saturday
But you
Night
have
Live.
to take into consideration where he started was a little podunk Nickelodeon shot in the swamps of Florida, reality TV show kind of thing where they were, I'm this person, sketch comedy. But he grew up to be the longest running cast member of Saturday Night Live in history. And he still currently is.
Yeah. He's still
Wow.
The longest in history. And that
He
is...
changes with time on that show. Like, he does really good.
He has been in SNL since 2003. He is the
Dang.
record-holding tenured veteran there.
How many
did
DVDs
not
do
know
you
that.
think his greatest hits will have?
At least 2.
I don't know, but What's Up With That's got to be on there. What's up with that? Up with that?
Yeah, that's a...
It's not part of his
Wait,
3%.
That's not.
No?
Marcus hasn't seen it.
Marcus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He
3%.
Well, they made Good Burger the book. It was written by R.L. Stein.
R.L. Stein wrote a book
I've seen Good Burger.
called The Good Burger.
I've seen Good
Yeah,
Burger. It's
Good-
just been a long
No,
time.
R.L. Stein wrote Good Burger the book. It was a horror movie.
Why? It was a spin-off of his spin-off? Wait, no. Good Burger wasn't a spin-off.
Good
Was it?
Good Burger was a movie that was based off of
Was it
a
a
sketch
sketch?
comedy.
Yeah,
that
it
they
was a
did.
sketch comedy.
Yeah,
at
that was
first.
a skit they did on there all the time.
Oh, I'll just remember the movie.
Welcome
I think
to
I
Good
fused
Burger,
them.
home
Yeah.
of the Good
Yeah,
Burger.
they made
Can I
the
take
movie
your
based off
order?
the sketch.
Oh man, I forgot about something from Keenan and Kel, the show. Oh, the phrase is "Who loves orange soda?"
Kale loves orange soda.
Is it?
Yeah, I knew it.
I love orange soda too. Oompa loompas.
Yeah, anytime I hear the word orange soda, I think of Kel.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up with it being in my face and ears, so...
Yeah, I mean,
I watch that every day, I think. Just about.
and we
You didn't watch it?
What?
Keenan and Kel?
Yeah, I watched Keenan and Kel.
Oh, well, I
Keenan and
didn't.
Kel's awesome.
Do you remember all that? Like,
Yeah.
The Walter ear boy, his ears are really big. And
I
his
mean, I
fr-
don't remember that.
and his friend had a face that was made out of a pizza. You don't remember this? Come on, Action League Now
With the toys?
Yes.
Oh, my
That
God.
one.
and Melty with the power to melt.
That made me laugh so hard.
Those were the good ones.
Amanda Bynes, I think, was the only other really...
Oh.
the only other cast member that had any kind of
Man.
career.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of went tumbling
Ugh.
pretty hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that went somewhere. I think.
Bless you.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Phew.
He'll let it in, but he won't let it out.
I watched them all the time as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Keenan on SNL.
Okay.
That's it.
I think they're really funny. I really do think they're funny.
They are.
One thing in
That's what it
particular,
was.
I don't know why this one stands out, but they were like in somebody's office, like the mayor or somebody, and they were looking for something secret. And like he would go out of the room and they would like look around, and then Kel got up on Keenan's shoulders, and they were like looking for something, and then he comes back in the room and they just act like they're like chilling, like they just chill like that with him on my shoulders. I still remember that.
We're going to stop talking about stuff now, I guess.
Nah, fine.
That was
I had a
good.
good time.
Yeah.
I learned a few things.
Did you have a lot more notes?
There's so many notes on here, but then I've been trying new writing styles, so I can only read like part of it.
Yeah.
I tried, writing illegibly for a little bit just to see how it would work.
Nah, I covered all my notes.
Oh, okay, cool.
You want to know something funny? I had a bunch of notes. And they're right
You didn't look at him at
Well, no.
once.
I dropped them right when it started.
Yeah.
And it was right in the middle of the table on the floor.
So,
And I couldn't get it. So I just...
You could have just asked me. I would have got under the table for
Yeah,
you.
I know. That's why I didn't.
we're on Twitter at Nerd Grapevine. We're on Instagram at Nerd Through the Grapevine. We're on, I don't know, the internet, bestfriendstinyinc.com. What, Marcus? What?
He just noticed you had Snoopy on your hat.
Is that what it was? Is that why you're staring at me?
That's...
No,
There's a freaking dog on my hat.
I'm
You
just
don't like...
watching
You don't like dogs?
bomb right now.
We could just talk about my dog hat all day. I don't know. I'm so tired.
He's done with you.
Hey, Richard.
Hey,
When life gives you grapes.
33 male Tennessee.
I've fallen.